Climate change activists clashed with commuters during this morning's rush hour today as they attempted to block two major roads into London.
Demonstrators were dragged out of the way by angry motorists in Essex, but immediately returned to join the protest again.
Insulating houses across Britain. Well, a certain organisation wants to do this. However, the aggressive way of protesting is not the way you would think. They protest by sitting in roads, motorways and disrupting traffic so they can get attention from news outlets and government. This is a very aggressive manner and we're going to see why and how people feel about this in this documentary.
Not only did they grab the attention of the media, they grabbed the attention of the whole country.
Insulate Britain.
Insulate Britain.
Insulate Britain.
Insulate Britain.
Insulate Britain.
As it got spread across the news, more and more of the public got violent. They were being delayed more across London and wanted this to stop. Instead of waiting for the police to handle the blockages, they took things into their own hands.
Push them! Push them! That's it! Push them up the road!
He's gonna hit you! Get
Push them up the road!
I'm not joking, my son needs to get to school. I need to get to
Push him up the road!
Move out the way now!
She's going to punch her up. Punch her up!
My son is 11 and he needs to get to
Punch
school!
her up! Yeah, take it. Hey, look, that's it! That's it! Push her! Go on! Push her! Get out the road, you silly
road then! Someone needs to move them out the way! Move out of the way!
Insulate Britain are a very aggressive approach at protesting. However, I wanted to find out why they are using this aggressive technique to get the government's attention. So I got an interview with them to figure out why.
So my name's Gabriella, I'm 27, I'm an animator from Norwich, and just over 2 years ago I found out about the climate emergency and how serious it actually was and how it wasn't being dealt with. And became convinced that civil resistance was the only thing that was going to get us close to where we needed to be to make the change that we needed to see. And then I got involved with Insulate Britain about 6 months ago after a Zoom call where somebody basically pitched me the idea and I signed up. And that's how I got to be sitting on the M25 6 times.
On the 13th of September, cars and lorries had to wait miles for blockages to clear. Insulate Britain stopped the M25, which is a major road going through London. This angered people and caused severe health and safety risks. With sitting on roads and stopping traffic to get disruption to get the attention of the government, do you think that's the best tactic, or do you think there's another way you could do it?
I'm absolutely convinced that it's the best tactic, and anyone that says it's not never has a better idea. They just say not that, and it's like, I don't feel like you can say not that and not provide an alternative, and the alternative that usually gets offered is do it outside Parliament, which we've done multiple times and no one cares. So unfortunately it doesn't work, and the freedoms that we have have only been won through civil resistance and people getting arrested. Unfortunately, that's just the way democracy works. So no, I don't think there's a better way, and if there is a better way, I want to hear it and I will absolutely do that.
Do you think the public agreeing with this, or are just getting more aggravated by the blockages?
I think with the blockages, the public are definitely getting more aggravated. You can see that with the way that people are getting out of the cars and dragging these people to the side of the road. And straight away, you're antagonising people. You're not getting them on your side. You're not building an army to move forward. You're basically putting yourself on your own.
Personally, do you have concerns for your safety?
I have myself, I've not been worried. There was a couple of situations where somebody threw a bottle at my head and somebody pulled a bag out from under me and my head hit the pavement. Obviously, you probably saw the lady who tried to drive her Range Rover into a couple of people. I think realistically, she wasn't trying to run them over, because if you want to run someone over and you're in a car, it's very easy. It's just intimidating people. She wasn't actually trying to hurt anyone, but I do worry about safety, but ultimately we have to put ourselves in dangerous positions. Otherwise, we're just not going to get anywhere.
So I work in Manchester most of the time, and sometimes around Warrington and Chester, and a lot of it is smart motorways, which means it's like 4 lanes, and some of the times it's not hard shoulders. So there's always traffic, there's always queuing, there's always stoppage. That's just on a normal day with no accidents or anything. If there's people protesting in the road, like, it could go on for hours, couldn't it? Because the emergency services come, like the police, for example, can actually get there because all the roads are blocked. Especially with it being smart motorways, there's no hard shoulders, so like ambulances, fire engines, if there's accidents or anything like that, they couldn't get past. It's a good cause what they're doing, but they're going about it like the wrong way, and it's quite frankly a dangerous way.
We've got a really strict blue lights policy, so when an ambulance puts its lights on, the cars move. Even if they just move a tiny bit, an ambulance can get through. So we always kept a lane open.
There's always two sides to a story. That's why some protesters let ambulances through, but some don't. This is footage of a paramedic ripping the signs and moving the protesters out the way so they can go to their medical emergency.
The fact that people are having to go through strokes in a car, young children are having to see their parents go through medical issues and have nobody to help them, and they're just in that helpless state, I think is crazy. And obviously the fact that ambulances can't then get to those people, to harm people, to get your message out there, not even to get anything sorted, but just to get your message out there, harming people is not the way forward.
As I said before, protesters want to let ambulances through so people can get the attention they need. This is video from the Port of Dover when they did this. An ambulance came through and then they sat back down on the road, keeping their stand to what they believe in.
Yeah, I think we live in a world where people want to be seen, they want to be heard, and if they can join this group and get their face out there, their social media out there, their own ideals, people will. It's become a platform. It's not just a group of people talking in a little meeting. It's become a platform, a global platform, and it's definitely influencing a lot of people that have maybe spent their lives wanting to be seen and heard. It's going to influence them to get involved in this group and antagonise people to get the message across, which, as we've seen through history, is not the way forward.
As a parent, do you think what they say about a 2-degree world would make you worry about for your children?
I actually think that the temperature will increase, because it doesn't just mean the British government, it means the whole world governments have to work together. And the other problem is there are countries who, they're struggling with civil wars, with poverty. This is not on the top of their agenda. The more affluent nations, this is on the top of their agenda, but I think we need to pull together as a worldwide campaign.
So, as a person from the younger generation, what do you think about their protest?
In my opinion, I feel like it's the wrong way to go about it. There are better ways to get a point across, better ways to make change. There's all sorts of there's petitions, there's more peaceful and less disruptive ways of protesting, and I feel like they're just going about it the wrong way, and it's causing a lot more problems than maybe would be solved.
What's your message to young people in schools and colleges that might have seen this on the news but don't actually understand?
Oh my God, that's a question. As soon as you said young people, I got goosebumps there, because it completely breaks my heart what is coming down the road for young people and myself. I'm only 27. Find out about what's actually happening with the climate crisis, and it is terrifying, but don't look away from it, just because it's terrifying, because you can bet their parents are ignoring it, but their parents are going to be less affected than they are. So really look at it and understand what it means for your future, and then decide what you want to do about it.
Well, there you have it. Many different people have many different opinions on Insulate Britain. Whether they're doing good or bad work, their tactic is good or bad, is up to you. You have to decide for yourself. I hope you have learnt more and you are now more educated on the Insulate Britain. Thank you very much for watching my documentary.